Peace, wholeness, love, and light. I'm Nudiamonds here with a solar eclipse energy reading. I hope everyone out there is doing well, and let's jump into it. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. Let's get this energy started. This energy is so fired up, so amped up. This is officially the start of the Fire Horse year, and things are about to take off like never before. So, I hope you guys are ready for everything that you invested in to come back tenfold, a hundredfold. All right. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and drop them gems in the chat as we deep dive into this energy on every perspective. Okay. So, first off, solar eclipse. What is a solar eclipse? A solar eclipse is when the sun, the moon, and the earth are all conjunct to where you can only see the ring of the sun from our perspective here on earth. So it is a very beautiful and different type of solar event, as this is something that ancient civilizations would use as a sense of prophecy for changing times. And as we all know, we're all watching as everything shift. I mean, we're watching certain economic structures collapse. We're watching a certain social structures collapse, certain financial structures, certain fundamental elements shift within ourselves, within the dynamic within our systems. So this is where you just really be aware and be open to these different shifts, as this is a time of unexpected change, and that could be for the good or for the better. And I say that because you already know we don't take losses. Those losses are lessons, and those lessons are blessings, and they're here to help us level up. All of those experiences are here to help us level up. So this is where you really get in tune with those experiences to embody that, to change, to shift, and tap into this you that you truly are. Okay? So this is what I said, the cosmic reset and the spiritual convergence, as there's a lot of things that are shifting within the elements of us, within the cosmos, within the universe. And this is really just giving a fresh new start for this new you to bloom, for you to deep dive into everything that you've been investing in, working so hard for. And we're going to see a lot of those things transpire and transcend this year when it comes to hard work. Okay. So if you've been waiting on that investment, waiting on a return on investment, this is going to be the year. And I'm doubling down on what I said. Okay. This is going to be the year where you see those rewards. Okay. So I said, get in the finer things in life, treating yourself because you deserve it. This is a full circle moment. And I say that because normally solar eclipse, they linger or last a little bit longer than normal full moons and new moons. This is going to last at least a minimum 1, 2, 3 years, where you're going to see these changes affect you now. Okay, so be very mindful. That's why I say it's always very good to be intentional about everything that you're doing, because you never know where it may lead. And if it's rooted in your heart, you never really have to worry about the outcome. Okay, so I said a full circle moment from that inner child. Your inner child should feel more secure and feel more free because of the work that you've been doing over these years to feel that way, to feel more comfort, to feel more secure, to feel more free, to feel more bliss. Okay. So really embodying that. And like I said, if you're doing the work, it's going to show. You don't really have to speak about it. People are going to see it. You're going to feel it. Those triggers are not going to be triggering the way that they used to anymore. And you're going to be really slowly watching yourself grow and manifest those things that you've been desiring and working so hard for during these times. Okay. From the work, the shift, a moment of bliss internal fulfillment and eternal love from the soul, from the divine. It's a feeling and it's a knowing. Okay. So this is really attributed to the energy that a lot of us have been feeling. Okay. We can't quite put our finger on it, but baby, you can feel it. It's an inner knowing. You know something is happening. You can feel the shifts lingering, and it's just innate. It's just, it is what it is, right? You can feel it, you can sense it, you can smell it, you can taste it. And this is where you just embrace it. Okay. So I said, you're just really feeling this soul nourishment, and it's there for the liftoff. Okay. And you can really start to feel things take off. So the liftoff and the takeoff. All right. This is that fire horse energy. Okay. And I did a whole breakdown on that energy. If you guys haven't tuned into that, I suggest that you do. Very thorough. And like I said, this is where things take off, everything that you invested in. You should even be seeing confirmation, certain things, certain signs, symbols, and synchronicities that you are on the right path. And this is exactly what you should be doing. And everything is in divine alignment for you at this time. Okay. So I said ascension, 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 and abundance, abundance, abundance. Okay. So we're going to see, like I said, lots of confirmation 2 times, 3 times, tenfold. You're going to see a lot of things come to you, be exposed to you, and a lot of growth, a lot of nourishment, a lot of fulfillment due to this energy that you've been pouring into, which is yourself, which is things that you value, which is others that we value. Shout out to the Soul Tribe, and just continuing to pour into that energy and amplify that energy at this time. Okay. So I said we're going to see a lot of confirmation and a lot of abundance. This is that ring of fire energy, because that's exactly what a solar eclipse is you see that fire, that light behind the moon as the sun is illuminated, and it's a ring, right? Also, that ring of fire is attributed to the Pacific Ocean. So we're going to see a lot of activity during this time with the Pacific coast. I'm getting Japan, I'm getting Alaska, I'm getting like Bora Bora, I'm getting Polynesia, I'm getting Fiji, I'm getting like all of the little islands, right? The Philippines, Hawaii, even the coastal regions of the Americas. So I'm getting like California, I'm getting Mexico, I'm getting South America, all along that coastline. So being very mindful of this energy as things that are beneath the sea begin to rise, right? This could be tsunamis, this could be earthquakes, this could be volcanic eruptions, this could be new land forming, new discoveries. Okay, be very mindful. And that ring of fire is attributed to the ring of fire within you. Right? As above, so below, as within, so without. So if it's happening on the outside, if it's happening on the earth, it's also happening within us. It's also happening as above, right? So be mindful of those things that really spark that passion, spark that fire, spark that desire. Make sure that you're practicing emotional intelligence and doing what fulfills you internally at this time, okay? I said this is that trailblazer energy. Okay. So what I really picked up on is things that we have been working on for these past few years, past 3 years, especially with these transits that's going on. We're going to see that gasoline that we've been pouring, right? Like I said, those things that we invested in at this time be that spark, right? With that trailblazer energy, it's things that you've been working on, things that you've been grinding towards, working towards, paving the way for. And as we pave the way, it's been this gas, it's been this energy that we've been leaving behind, our essence, our aura. And this is where those flames are lit, that fire is lit, and will become those trailblazers. So a lot of things that we've been working on doing before the collective, before certain people really kind of caught on to it, starts to pick up. Okay. And I said this is also the purge, right? Because when I think of the Ring of Fire, I think of like the circus, and I think of those rings that are set on fire that people have to jump through, right? Jumping through certain loops, jumping through certain portals, right? As this energy is a portal, this is a very sacred, specific portal that is lit. And if you've been doing the right purifications, if you've been doing the right transmutations, if you're doing the right alchemy, you're going to be able to go through this energy with clarity, with confirmation, with peace, with sovereignty, instead of feeling so chaotic, right? And there's nothing wrong with chaos. Chaos can be seen as a good thing to help you get in order, but this is more of a peaceful surrender, not a struggle, not a fight, right? And we're going to see both of those energies take play with people who have been doing the work, right? They already done the work. They're going to be able to walk through this portal with ease and grace, versus people who haven't really got on it, people who still straddling the fence, people who've been ignoring the signs. They're going to get a rude awakening. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger. All right. And drop them gems in the chat. All right. You already know how we do. We speak the truth, right? If it's love and light, it's also darkness and fight. A lot of us had to push through and be those spiritual warriors to get here. And like I said, we do the work over here. All right. So you already know what it's about. Make sure that you're paying attention to everything. Okay. Because attention is the currency, right? Currency, currently seeing, paying attention. Okay. And this is where you really feel the burn. No pain, no gain. All right. Shout out to all my people who be working out in the gym. You already know what I'm talking about. All right. Got to feel a little bit of burn, a little bit of pressure put on you, so you're able to grow, for you're able to elevate at this time. Okay. And this is where things get cooking, right? Let it cook. All right. And also being mindful of what you're consuming, right? Because if somebody's cooking something, that means they about to start serving, right? You about to start serving a meal for the people to eat. Be mindful of what you're consuming at this time, as consumption isn't just about what you're eating, right? It's about what you're listening to. It's about what you're watching. It's about what you're allowing in your energy, who you're allowing in your energy, and what type of energy you are exuding at this time. Okay. So be very mindful. You want your mind full of good things at this time. That way you're manifesting those good things and amplifying those good things at this time. Okay. Things are there for you to pay attention to, and things are about to bloom. Okay. So things are about to grow. I really got this spring energy. We're going to see spiritual convergence, cosmic reset things happening in that Aries, April energy, right? So be very mindful of things that you are investing in, seeds that you are investing in at this time, because you want to nourish them, for them to bloom, for them to grow. Also things blooming in June. So be very mindful and very intentional about things that you're doing right now. Okay. And I said things are about to bloom. So zoom in, right? So what are you focused on? What are you zooming in on? What has your attention at this time? Be very mindful of those things. Okay. Focus. Someone has their eye on you. Okay. So this is giving very much so spiritual energy, ancestor energy, spirit guide, angels, angles of light, entities, benevolent and malevolent. So be very mindful of what you're doing. Like I said, your energy is a magnet. You are a magnet. You are a reflection. So everything that you're putting out, you're also going to be able to receive. Okay. Also, this is somebody physical. Okay. You never know who's watching. So make sure you are being yourself, right? You ain't got to act like, you ain't got to come like, you ain't got to get dressed up. You ain't got to do nothing different. No, make sure you're being exactly who you think you are, being exactly who you said you was going to be, doing exactly what you said you was going to do, being authentic and true to yourself. So you're able to resonate within your heart chakra and gravitate to things that resonate with your soul, your spirit, and those things are able to reflect and gravitate towards you. It's this beautiful electromagnetism that is happening. So be very mindful and intentional about yourself. Okay. So I said, someone has their eye on you. This is people. This is source. So get ready. Everything is in alignment. Okay. Everything is in alignment for you to receive everything it is that you need. Pay very close attention. Something that you were doing 6 months ago is blooming and blossoming right now. So I really got something that you were doing in August. Okay. Go back to that energy. Go back to that Leo season and really pay attention to things that you were doing, things that you are cultivating for yourself, for your job, for your business, for your goals, for people. Yeah, those things are blooming right now. So pay close attention as this energy is infinite. Okay. You're going to receive a lot of confirmation that that cycle is complete. And just pay attention to that and pay attention to others' energy at this time as well. Okay. I put 6 months ago, confirmation and completion. August, be very mindful of others' energy and NPCs, people who have not done the work. What did I put right here? Leechers, I wrote it in cursive. I don't know, y'all. But just be mindful of other people's energy. All right. People who are on lower spectrum, just be mindful. Stay in tune with your flow. Stay in tune with your energy. Don't let anything throw you off or distract you at this time, because we're in a very pivotal point in space, a very pivotal portal. Okay. We pushing P, we pushing positivity as we go through these beautiful transformations within ourselves and outside of ourselves. So be very mindful, very intentional at this time. Okay. The people who've done the work will it will show. Don't judge at this time, just observe. Okay, so like I said, with this different spectrum of light that we're able to see, we're going to see who's doing the work, we're going to see who's not doing the work, we're going to see everything is being exposed. So be very mindful. Okay. So just observe from a higher positive mindset. Okay. And from our point of view here in the United States, the Northern Hemisphere, we won't really be able to see the solar eclipse. This is more so of a southern event, and it's going to be happening more in Antarctica. So I really picked up on a lot of Antarctica energy as I was breaking this down. And that is where the South Pole is at. So be mindful of your lower three chakras, specifically the root chakra, that red, that fire, that passion, that drive, that desire. That will be highly active at this time. So make sure that you are grounded. Make sure you're rooted. Make sure you are releasing. Make sure you are surrendering and doing things that center you in your heart space to propel through at this time. Okay. Really going within, as this is an entrance to inner earth. When you meditate, when you go within, when you get in sacred solitude with yourself, when you isolate yourself for the better to rise to the occasion, this is how you get into that Argata, that Mu, that Lemurian, that Atlantis energy. You go within that, where these portals are, they reside inward. Okay. So I said the inner earth is the inner self. Okay. Space is within us. It's that empty space, that dark space within us, within our minds. Okay. Meditation will be a theme. I really urge everyone to do at least a minimum hour meditation anytime this day to tap into that energy, because like I said, from our perspective, it'll be happening fairly early in the morning. Like I'm here in California, it will be happening around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. If you get woke up at that time, I suggest meditate. For my people on the East Coast, it will be happening early 6 a.m. I know a lot of people, they work, they have these other things. That's why I said just find time to meditate. That's going to be key, and it will help you activate this future vision of where you will be and where you want to see yourself at this time. All right, I'm going to get into it. Because it's a lot of energy that's already here. This energy is already here. It's already present. Okay. So I said meditation, I said aliens because Antarctica is attributed to Argata. Okay, and Argata is inner earth beings, also alien entities as well. Okay, I like to call them ancient ancestors, the benevolent ones at least. And it's a whole spectrum of lights and different things out there. So just being very mindful at this time, as there are going to be some things that we see. We may even see some UAPs, some UFOs, some lights, right? Some disclosure, some encounters, right? Be very mindful at this time, okay? As I said, this is where that Operation High Jump took place, right? If you know anything about files being released, right, in certain powers that be, you know that Hitler did Operation High Jump. He was attributed to these different portals that are activated within different ley lines, different grids, these stargates. And that's something that I picked up on, right? High jump, going over this ice wall energy to enter in the inner earth, to travel to different timelines, different grids, different realms at this time. I'm also picking up on Operation Deep Freeze, right? As they stopped doing that operation due to they couldn't, right? They're in these different parts of these icy lands and it gets really cold. It's not really meant for human beings to be there unless you have divine guidance and divine access. You're not able to access these realms without a external entity being present. Okay, so be very mindful. That's why I said meditate. That's our key. That's our activation. That's how we get into these gateways unscathed and untouched. Okay, that's why there's so much clearance and there's so much, what is it? The certain powers that be, the government, block off these areas, no fly zones, right? You aren't able to pass because if you were to go there, there's an energetic shift in the grid. This is South Pole we're talking about. So there's a lot of electromagnetic energy, a lot of magnetized energy, a lot of frequency shifts and changes and auroras that are happening, a lot of mystical and magical things that happen under the sea, right? In these hidden places, in these hidden realms at this time. So be very mindful. Okay. All right. So I said lots of love and light in that lower nature, hidden self. Be mindful. A lot of Leo energy. So a lot of being centered in your heart, right? A lot of passion, a lot of desires, a lot of fire, a lot of egoic things, right? So being mindful to check your ego, balance your ego, harmonize your ego. A thing that I picked up on yesterday, or rather this rising, was Spirit gave me this up, this down, right? We have our spiritual self, right? And our spiritual self can tap into our higher self, a higher sense of our spirit and a lower sense of our spirit. There's a higher sense to the ego and there's a lower sense to the ego. So you want to be very mindful of what energy, what spectrum of light you're viewing things through at this time. Okay? So yes, a lot of love as well. So just being very mindful of energy. Okay. And it could be good. It can be a sense of an illusion, or it can be a sense of those dreams coming true. Okay. All right. I said this is the flip. This is the opposite. And also, we're going to see a lot of things transpire in Leo season because that will be 6 months after, right? So 6 months before, we're going to see a lot of things come to confirmation, come to fruition, come to existence from those past 6 months, what you did last Leo cycle. And also this Leo cycle, we're going to see a lot of things brewing up, a lot of things come to a head, a lot of things, new things on the horizon as the sun is rising with 24:24 on the clock. Okay, everything is in divine synchronicity and divine timing at this time. Okay, 666. It's all about what you're manifesting. It's all about what you're releasing. It's all about what you're pouring into with that 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, to be this carbon, to be this atom, to take off, for your Merkaba to take off, for you to take off at this time. So be very intentional about everything that you're doing right now, because it sets you up for the future. Okay. So I said, this is a portal. This is an unexpected portal. This is rings. This is, when I think of a ring is a portal. It's a circle. It's a loop. It's a cycle. So be very mindful of those things and be very mindful and intentional at this time. I also picked up, like I said, with that love energy, marriages, right? As a ring, right? You're getting married, right? This could be spiritual marriages. This could be physical marriages. This could be you getting in tune with yourself. You feeling more balanced with yourself. You being more balanced and in tune with spirit, with source, with the all. So be very observing. Okay. I said divine unions. There will be a lot of unions taking place, a lot of people coming together, a lot of soul tribe, right? And this will be a lot of breakups, a lot of breakthroughs, right? I put union and breakthroughs. Okay. So a lot of unions coming together, staying together, a lot of adversity, a lot of trials to triumph, a lot of things to push through to really make or break you, really make or break relationships in every way. And this is to see how strong that foundation truly is, right? And if it could weather through the storm, then it can withstand the test of time. It's true, it's real, right? That's true love. Okay. So I said, yes, unexpected things will be happening, unexpected changes for the good and for the better. Spirit wouldn't really let me talk about for the good or the bad because we elevated past that, right? This, that portal, this, the fire horse energy, this, that Chinese New Year, this, the new moon in Aquarius. So if you don't know that by now, right, you are a master manifester, you are an alchemist, you can do whatever you want when you put your mind to it. Right? We're not really looking back for negative things. We're not really keeping our head down. We got our head up. We know we headed to higher ground, to higher land. We didn't climb this mountain. We are those goats. We reaching our goals. We getting the goal. All of that. Okay. So this is about elevation. This is about growth. This is about evolving at this time and really getting in tune with that energy. It's things moving. It's doors opening up in here. Okay, so yeah, spirit is here. Okay, let's give a shout out to the ancestors. Thank you, ancestors, for opening up the door for us to walk through, paving the way for us to kick down these doors. All right, Ashe. Okay, and I said this is where we take leaps and bounds into timelines that we want to achieve. Yeah, I feel y'all. I just felt my whole forehead. It just felt like somebody went like this. Okay. Ooh. All right. So yeah, this is where we take those leaps and bounds, those quantum leaps, those quantum jumps, those timeline jumps. We realm hopping, we multi-dimensional, all of those things to help us elevate at this time to get to exactly where we need to be at this exact moment. Like I said, everything is in divine alignment. We're already on that timeline. We are now anchoring into that. Right? We already broke through. This energy is going to solidify that timeline that you have been working so hard to get to at this point, place, time, and space. All right. So get comfortable in this new frequency, in this new energy. Okay, you guys. So let's deep dive into the astro. Let's deep dive into the astrology chart and break down some alignments that I thought were pretty significant at this time. Y'all, I'm seeing things out the corner of my eyes. All right. This is a huge spiritual convergence that is happening. And be very mindful. You guys might even be experiencing this too. And I say that because the energy is very potent. The energy is very intense, right? So just, write everything down and it's nothing to fear, right? Just be open. And like I said, expect the unexpected because it's all happening right here, right now. All right. So yes, I said the chart. We have the sun and the moon at 28 degrees in Aquarius, right? I love that 28 degrees is all about that beautiful Cancer energy being centered in your heart, being centered in your chest, and really feeling it, right? Like I said, it's about a feeling. It's about a feeling. It's about a knowing, right? I know what I'm feeling, right? I ain't going crazy, right? And getting in tune with that and embodying that essence, embodying that energy at this time. Okay. Not only do we have the sun and the moon, we also have Mars at the 19th degree and Pluto at the 4th degree in Aquarius. So I said this is about mind body coherence, right? And understanding oneself to resonate with the collective. Very passionate energy, being driven in division, right? So your passion can drive you, can inspire you, can push you further, or certain people's passions, if they're not in alignment or not in agreement or not resonating with ours, this can cause division, right? So be very mindful of your emotions, right? This is about mind body coherence, right? As your mind is the head, whatever you do after that follows from that thought, right? So be very intentional about what it is that you're doing, as this is the flip, this is the mirror, right? Our body mirrors our thoughts at this time. So be very intentional about the positive energies, the negative energies. And we are still human beings. We still have emotions. There's certain things that happen in life that are out of our control, right? But this is where you take accountability and really alchemize those energies to get the best benefits out of life at this point in time. Okay. So I said this is about positive and negative, reality versus spirituality, the higher and the lower. Okay. The masculine, the feminine, the light, the dark, the estrogen, the testosterone. It's all of these different polarities in this realm. Be very mindful and be very intentional. Okay. As you open up your heart to a higher timeline to receive the messages from the divine universe. Okay. A passion like never before is initiated to speak for the future generations to come. Legacy and generationally. Lots of sexual passion, lots of love, okay? And lots of crimes of passions will be happening at this time. So be mindful of those tests, be mindful of those triggers, because this is all a part of that growth, okay? To push yourself forward or to break apart with any relationship, right? This is sexual, this is business, this is partnership, this is certain spiritual aspects of yourself, right? Breaking up with old past relationships that you have with yourself, right? If it's certain things, certain boundaries, certain walls that you have up within yourself, if it's coming from a sense of an unhealed place, it may be time to let it go, to free yourself. Go ahead and free yourself. Okay. This is that time, y'all. All right. Lots of purification to receive. Okay. And if you're doing the work, you're going to start to receive those intuitive nudges. Those psychic gifts will be illuminated. A lot of dreams coming true. A lot of prophetic messages becoming reality. Okay. And they come online due to this timeline, due to this activation. The unthinkable is able and is here in the present. This is the time. Okay. Family will be a theme. Okay. So be very mindful, right? And family could be soul family, right? Shout out to the soul tribe. Your physical family, the blood that you share with your family, your bloodline, your lineage. Okay. and your star family. Okay. This is part of that bloodline, those ancient ancestors. So be very mindful of the interactions and the encounters and the disclosure that is happening right now. Okay. Whether it is your soul tribe, you linking up with them, right? You having a relationship with them, you building on that relationship, and you releasing some relationships, right? Your physical family getting more close with them or releasing some of those relationships. Also, your star family, your ancestors, right? Because they move things around in this physical realm for us to see. That's how they communicate with us. Also, meditation, dreams, lots of confirmation on these things. So be very, very mindful. All right, this is where we see them orbs, them lights, them sparks. Yeah, it's all here and it's all present and it's all here for us. Okay. All right. I said major activations. Get ready. And I put 88. I put 88 because of that 2828 in the chart. Okay. With the moon and the sun being at 28. And then also when I get into other parts of the chart, it's at 8 degrees, right? And 8 is attributed to that scorpionic nature. That underworld was still in winter, right? And winter is all about that going south, going deep, getting in tune with yourself, right? And being in isolation, hibernation to transform that death for that rebirth, that sexual energy, merging, money, abundance, power, mystical things happening at this time, right? We are the magic. We are the magicians. We are the magi. We are the alchemists. Act as such. Okay? Get ready. This is a major transformation that we've been waiting for, and huge activations and initiations are happening right now. Okay? All right. And I said, going back to that 88, we have Mercury at 8 degrees in Pisces. And we also have the North Node. It just shifted to 9 degrees. Right now, as I'm shooting this video, Mercury and the North Node are conjunct at 8 degrees. Very powerful, very powerful, very powerful. So be very mindful of your dreams. Be very mindful of your thoughts, because your spirit is communicating with you right now. Right now, y'all. That's why I'm dropping this video earlier. It's already happening. Pay attention. We can feel it. We can sense it. We know. Write things down. Okay? I'm going to get into the dream talk in a minute, because, baby. Okay? But yes. And also, we have Venus. Venus is conjunct the North Node. Okay. So this is about love. This is about passion. This is about money. This is about things that we value. This is about the beautiful glam, things that have your attention, things that you're consuming, and when you are allowed to consume you. All right. Because I heard these people like eaters out here. So be very mindful who you let eat you, right? Because you soul sucking. All right. Yeah. Have fun, but be mindful. Be responsible, you guys. Be responsible. I'm telling you. All right. Deep, passionate love of self and others. Be mindful not to get caught up in the illusions and the delusions and the confusion. Best to communicate with self and get grounded and rooted with the intention. Pay attention, right? Because all of this energy is in Pisces. Pisces is about the illusion, the dream, the imagination, the fantasy, the music, the lower self, the subconscious, the feet. I mean, water, psychic, intuitive things, just spirituality in its essence. So be very mindful with all of these different things here. It's a gateway for love, for divine love, for spiritual marriage, for spiritual unions. But sometimes, like I said, you don't want to get caught up in some stuff, right? These people, like I said, these people love eaters, right? That's an act of sexual entanglement, right? But don't, if it ain't for no higher value, if it's not rooted and grounded in higher value, like let them be a spiritual eater. Like like, you get what I mean? Like, don't just be letting somebody consume you for physical pleasure, right? Because then your ass will be, like I said, you let them people consume your soul. Like now they're literally consuming you, right? You can't think, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you lost your mind, right? So be very mindful and be very intentional of these energies, because it is a very heavy, sexual, deviant, sensual, intimate, beautiful energy here. Yes, but sometimes some people will get caught up in the illusion of love, in the illusion of lust, in the illusion of pleasure. And those things can have your ass caught up in a karmic cycle, right? People doing things for lust will have you in a lifetime of BS, right? That one night stand will turn into a forever child. So be very mindful and be very responsible of your energies and your frequencies in your thoughts at this time. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not no prude. Okay, like I said, yeah, everybody likes to eat her, but make sure that they're of high value. Okay, make sure that they are on the same frequency as you, right? And you're not just using people for what they can do for you, because we don't do that around here. I don't like that type of energy. All right. So pay attention to the intentions that pay attention to the intention. I said all that just to say that. Thank you, Spirit, because Spirit put it plain and simple. Pay attention to the intentions, and that goes for everything. That's going to get to the nitty gritty, to the root immediately. What is this rooted in? What is the intention of this? What is the intention of this relationship? What is the intention of this video? What is the intention of this person trying to get my number? Right? Do they really want to communicate on some high vibrational stuff? Do I feel some form of lust? Right? Do I feel a little chemistry there? Right? What are my intentions when getting entangled with something, anything, when it comes to energy? Pay attention to the intention. Bars, drop them gems on you, girl. Okay. That will explain it all. That will explain it and expand it all. It will lay it all out on the table for you. Okay. The root, cause, and effect. Be open to deep love. Okay. Partnership from the divine. That's the only thing I really want consuming my ass is the divine. Okay. Yeah. Eat me up. But you still got to find balance, right? I can't be so caught up in the spiritual that I'm detached in a sense of delusion that I'm not paying attention to the physical. Okay. The house burning down. I didn't meditate it with the sage and the candles. I'm so caught up in the spiritual realm. I didn't know that the candle that tipped over, now the whole house on fire right now. I didn't went to heaven, right? I didn't send it with source, because I'm not paying attention. Be mindful. Find balance, y'all. Find balance, 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 balance. Okay, is the key. Okay. Valuing your spirit mind first. Valuing your spirit mind. Valuing your higher self. Valuing that first initiative thought. That first initial thought. Okay. Lots of spiritual gifts will come online. This is a huge portal, and a huge portal is open. I can't say huge, big, major, gigantic. And I say that because this is a triple portal, right? Triple moon goddess is really 4. Quadruple moon goddess, right? Is things that we can't even see that are happening. Things that we don't even know that are happening. Right? Not only is it the solar eclipse, It's the new moon in Aquarius. It's the fire horse energy. It's the Chinese New Year, right? It's at the end of a decan, end of the quadrants on Aquarius, right? So there's a lot of things that are shape shifting right before our eyes. Be very mindful, y'all. I can't stress this enough. Spirit was like, be mindful, focus, be mindful, focus, be mindful and focus. Okay. A huge portal is open. Lots of true love will come out on the other side. And I say that because if you pay attention to the signs, symbols, synchronicities, portals, and patterns, the cycles, the loops, something that I notice every solar eclipse, every major eclipse day, every major portal day, there is something that comes out of it, and it's always attributed to love and abundance, whether this is an experience to learn from, grow from, or for an experience for you to embrace truly and embody. This will be a huge love portal. And I say that due to the alignments, due to the planets. And then when we come out of it in Leo season, you already know I've been talking about this Leo season energy ever since we did the 111 breakdown in December. This energy is so potent and it's already happening right now. A lot of us who have been waiting patiently for true love, it will come. Whether this is true love of self, true love of a partner, true love with source, you're going to get it. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart open. It's coming. It is working on itself just as you are. Okay. So you can be that reflection of self. It will be a reflection of you. Okay. So I said, true love will come out on the other side. We will see who crossed over by their actions and how they act. So with this portal, we're going to see immediately who crossed over, who went through the portal, who ascended to that higher timeline, because the timelines are split. This is the last call for alcohol, last call for 5D, last call for New Earth. Who's ready to get on the train? We've been talking about this motion, talking about this energy. You're going to see immediately who is resonating with this frequency, who is on this higher timeline, and who isn't, by the way that they act, by the things, see, look, breaking up, by the way that they communicate, by the way that they think, by their actions. If they crashing out immediately, always crashing out, always being negative, always complaining, don't look like you made it, bro. Don't look like they made it, sis. If you're able to alchemize things, pause, breathe, think about how you're going to react before you respond. That right there, you are ready. A time machine. You are the time machine. Just by you looking at different timelines in your mind and able to shift those things without being impulsive. Okay. Now, if it's a certain spiritual calling, that I got to act on it now, that's different. But like I said, it's about actions. You're going to see the patterns. They're going to keep looping. You're going to keep on seeing it. So be very mindful of the people who you could tell they're not quite on the same timeline as you. Because like I said, we don't judge nobody. We all was at a different mindset before, right? Before we got here. That's why you don't judge nobody, because you never know where somebody's at. Okay. And we're leveling up. Yes. So this is where you continue to level up, mind the business that pays you, and stay in your lane and keep continuing to do your own thing. Okay. So you will see lots of nostalgia at this time. Okay. So a lot of old people coming in, a lot of old things, a lot of old music, a lot of old toys, a lot of old remembrance, things to remember, things to activate that inner child, that spark, that passion, that drive, that love, that happiness, that joy that you have and had as that inner child. Okay. And a lot of different music too. Music will be a theme. Okay. And this music that comes in is to soothe the soul. Okay. So be mindful of certain frequencies at this time. And that's within everything, right? Within a light spectrum, within people, within energies, within music. Be very mindful of the frequency and the energy. Okay. Okay. I said music to soothe your soul and your spirit. Lots of old reflections now that you crossed over, but they won't phase you because we rise above and we have rose. Like I said, blooming, rose, flowers was a big theme. Okay. These things will show you that you grew and that you bloom. So continue to move forward because this is for the better. Okay. All right. I said Saturn, Neptune. Y'all, we got Saturn and Neptune in Aries. We about to be talking about this energy for the next minimum 14 years. All right. So huge, huge, huge. Like I said, this portal, this portal, this portal, this portal. Your dreams, your dreams, your dreams, your dreams, your reality, what you're thinking, your actions. For this time right now, we incarnated at a time where Pluto's went to an Aquarius, where Saturn went into Aries, Neptune went into Aries, Uranus is in Gemini, going into Gemini. Y'all, pay attention. This ain't no coincidence. Okay? Saturn is at 0 degrees. Neptune is at 0 degrees. And Chiron is at 23 degrees in Aries. Okay? So cosmic convergence energy. Everything is in divine alignment. Portals are aligned. Things are aligned. Okay? Everything is shifting into new signs. You are shifting into a new beginning, an upgraded sense of self. Embrace it all. Okay? The reset of self, lots of stability if you've done the work, and more abundance will pour in for you. You will see so much confirmation. It will be overwhelming. If this message resonates, you've been seeing 111, 222, 444, 707, 88, 555. You've been seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've been seeing all of the confirmation, the numbers, the angel numbers, the birds, the animals, the random people, the sparks, the dreams, the soul tribe, resonating with the same mindset. Yeah. Lots of confirmation is going to be overwhelming. Just give thanks. Give thanks. Stay in gratitude. Okay. Gratitude's the best attitude. Okay. But this is the overflow from the work that you put in. You see, all of that work that you put in, these past cycles, these past years, these past lifetimes, this is confirmation now. You may even be having deja vu. You may be having certain Mandela effects. You may be having time dilation. Especially when you're in the portal, time flies when you're having fun. That's because you're in a portal of happiness, and time is an illusion, as they say, right? When you don't enjoy something, time slows down, right? Because it's that passion, it's that fire that ignites that time that makes things speed up. So be very mindful of your mind state and be very mindful of things at this time. That's going to let you know exactly where you're at, what timeline you're on. Okay. I said, but this is the overflow from the work that you put in. Divine love and ancestral love. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay. This is the rise of the spiritual leaders. That's us, right? With that Saturn, Aries, Neptune, rise of the spiritual leaders. Why? Because we have to put in the work to get here, right? That Chiron, the wounded healer, we've healed our wounds. We're still healing. We're still putting in the work, but we chose to do the work. Chosen. Okay. You chose yourself. You chose to do better. You chose to elevate. You chose to detox. You chose to all of these different things. Yeah, we the ones. Okay. So I said spiritual leaders, warriors and healers, discipline and rewards. Lots of family dynamics will be a theme. Father, son, father, daughter, father, mother. Because that Saturn is that father, that Aries is that son, that Neptune is that water, that aquatic energy in between it all. Okay. So be very mindful of how people are healing. That's why I said family dynamics will be a theme. Okay. Father wounds will be exposed. Yeah, because a lot of people like to talk about the mother wound, the mother wound. What about the father wound? That's going to be a theme. I already, like I said, if you haven't watched my 111 video and my fire horse year breakdown, I've already talked about this. Masculine energy will be a theme on all levels to heal, to reflect, to grow, to evolve. Period. Okay. To heal the soul, the sun, right? Because the soul, SOL, is the sun, the corona, the crown, the mind, to heal the mind, the body, the soul, the spirit. Okay. And when I wrote that down in my notes, I put sun, I put corona, and I picked up on corona holes. And normally that's a lot of magnetic energy, right? That is going to be pouring into the earth. A lot of solar flares, a lot of CMEs. Be very mindful of the energy and frequencies that you're feeling at this time. Okay. Like I said, you're not going crazy. Just ground yourself and breathe. We're going to push through like we always do. All right. But I said a lot of us are being pulled into a portal. Pulled in. Okay. All right. I said Uranus is in Taurus. This is moving forward with your mind. Plan everything and take back. To take off. Okay. Okay. I meant to say take things back. So taking a step back and planning things that we're able to move freely, right? Because Uranus is in Taurus, but it just went direct. So it's about to go back into Gemini. Okay. So sometimes you got to take a step back to take 10 steps forward. And that's exactly what's happening. Okay. Also, sometimes you got to take a step back to be the observer, to just observe, not absorb at this time. Okay. All right. Because everything is in alignment. Everything is in alignment for love and money. Okay. And then I said Jupiter is in Cancer. So this is breaking through a huge portal of the universe, of yourself. Cycles, wounds, loops, they are done. They are complete. Okay. Leave them behind. If you see any signs of an old loop, pay attention and run fast. Oh, he kind of cute, but he kind of remind me of my ex. Run fast. Oh, she bad, but she kind of, you remind me of a girl well, you better run. That's an old karmic loop, an old karmic relate. Oh, that's my twin flame, but they keep ignoring me. It's not a twin flame. That's a soulmate here to teach your ass a lesson to love yourself. Run fast. Leave their ass behind. Leave the world behind if you have to. Okay, this is about you, your growth, your ascension. Level up. We're breaking past loops. We're not repeating loops. If we see any sign of a pattern of the loop, we run. I said, nope, 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 no. The answer is no. I hope y'all learned no as being these love abundant light creatures that we are. We're always so giving. We're always so loving. Can I have you? No. And I said what I said. Did you hear what I said? What I say? All right. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. You already know how we do. We're putting ourselves first. And there's nothing wrong with that. To elevate, to grow. We've been there. We've done that. If we see the signs, if we see the patterns, why repeat the loop? Why put karma on yourself with those actions when you can act higher and break free and break through and elevate? Okay. All right. I said South Node is in Virgo. The past will trigger you, but we have released that to reflect and we're ready to move forward and we're ready for the reward. We are almost done. My loves, stay strong. This is us walking through the fire to be purged and to be cleansed of ourselves. We volunteered, not by force, by choice. Okay. So we volunteered, not by force, by choice. Chosen one. Chosen ones. Holla if you hear me. Okay. Well, 111. Okay. I said Lilith is in Sagittarius. More hidden values will be exposed for pleasure and treasure. Ooh, and leisure. Ooh. Okay. And measure. So pay attention. Everything is being exposed. Nothing is excluded. Even you, even me, us, the world, the collective, the water, the space, the realms, beyond the ice wall, inner earth, everything. All right. Then I got into, excuse me, y'all. Drop some gems in the chat for your girl. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Then I got into the way how the chart looks. And the chart to me looked like an umbrella and a lotus. Okay, so it looked like many different things. I'm about to get into it. Okay, so I said it's an umbrella. You are protected. You are divinely guided through any storm. You got this. I said it looks like a lotus. So you are the lotus rising through the mud. Okay, lotus represents the crown. So your crown is opening up. Your mind is opening up, right? And you're able to see certain things from you being in that darkness, from you descending to rise, descending to ascension. Okay. Rising through the mud, ascension, up, and away from the world. Beam me up. Okay. Like I said, y'all get ready. Some of y'all got star families about to be communicating with y'all. Do not be afraid. Clear. Check they ass. Look, check they ass and scan they ass too. Who are you? What have you? Who sent you? Take me to your leader. Look, they start asking questions. No, nigga, take me to your leader. I'm what you came. You came to see me. Yeah, look, give me an ego one time on their ass. It's gonna shock them. Cause they always want people to be domicile. My spirit guys laughing their ass off right now. They know how I do. Who are you? Who sent you? What are you here for? Show me your intentions. Let me see your heart. Cause you always come here scanning my ass. I'm scanning your ass too. Oh, okay. You got pure life source. I see a little thing behind you, but it's your warrior essence. All right, come on. We can go. Now you can beam me up. All right. Yeah, let's go. All right. Okay. Now we floating in. Okay. We in space now. All right. All right. Pure bliss and essence. And yeah. Okay. This is cool. All right. Yeah. Yes. We don't play. We are prized possessions. Okay. Act as such. You are the gold. Act as such. All right. I said, open up to receive, because it looks like a cup is being poured into. Y'all got to excuse me because I'm purging, I'm cleansing, I'm detoxing too. So that's my throat. Clear communication. Yeah, y'all gonna be hearing things that clear audience, clear sentient, clairvoyance, clear cognizance, clear salient, right? The one where you could taste things. Be mindful. All right. But I said the cup is being poured into and it's wide open. When it's the middle of Aquarius season. Yeah, they're pouring the information down right now. I hope you're ready to receive it. Not like this. Open. Keep your hands open. Open to receive. Okay. Then I said it looks like a boat taking off. And this gave me 6 of Swords energy. Right. And that's all about heading somewhere better. Head into paradise. Right. Head to a better mindset. To a better mind state. Okay. Moving into a better timeline. This will be the best timeline of your life because Stone Cold said so. Because I said so. Why is it because I said so? Because you said so. It's about manifestation, law of attraction. Get into it. You a God, right? Command your damn reality then. This is going to be the best time of my life. This is going to be the best year of my life. This is going to be the best timeline. Why? Because I put in the work and because I said so. Period. All right. Then it's a big ass V in the chart. V is for victory. V is a 22. Okay. And 22 is before the 23. And we all know what the 23 is. 23 is the GOAT. But 23 is also W. W is the winner. Right. And we winning in winter. Ooh, your girl, drop the gems on me because your girl be having the bars. About to start rapping. I'm going to do a whole freestyle Friday on y'all. One of these lives. I love y'all. Okay. But I said, congratulations. This is where the winners win. Okay. It also looked like an A and an M in the chart. And that gave me AM. I am. Right. Because A is the first letter in the alphabet. Right. I am. M is a 13 letter in the alphabet. I did a whole breakdown on number 13. That's all about going within divine energy, divine feminine energy, divine essence. Okay. Lower vibes will try, but disintegrate them. Disintegrate them. Evaporate their ass. Pour some acid on them lower vibrational entities and things. They gotta go. I don't fuck around. What? Bye. If you even, nah, bye. Nope. It's a no. Okay. I am a mountain. I am the mountain. I move the mountains. I'm one with the mountain, right? The M, the mountaintop, the flows, the Aquarius season, that Aquarius symbol, right? The ups and downs, the highs, the lows, the frequencies, the water, the movement, the man, the woman, the man, the woman. Okay. I am aim, right? Your focus, what got your focus, right? Focus, aim, shoot the target, take off. Okay. You're in control. Okay. A change of atmosphere. So always be mindful of your energy in your environment. Okay, you guys. Whew. All right. So those were my astrology notes. I want to get into my dream before I get into my meditation. Well, for one, I went into a meditation last night so I can be more calm in my dream realm because I've been practicing astro traveling. And I mean, y'all know how I do. I have a whole bunch of workshops. I have a whole bunch of classes. I'll be having another class on February 22nd. If you guys would like to join that, link is in bio. It's on nudiamonds.net. Where we're going to be deep diving into a whole lot of energetic things that are going on right now. And yeah, but I've been working on astral traveling and astral projection. So as I went to sleep, I was seeing a whole lot of things, a whole lot of entities, spirit guides coming back that I haven't seen in a while, because I closed off my energy to them because I was working on focusing on myself, right? Without external things interfering with it and distracting me. Like I said, y'all, we in control. I be telling them, spirit, not today, right? And it lets me know that I'm more in tune with my heart than external gratification. It's a whole lot of other reasons, but let me get to the point. My dream, y'all, my dream. But this is me entering. This is how I knew it was going to be something, because all of the things that I seen as I was getting comfortable in the dream state, right? Going to the alpha state, going into the delta state, tapping into these different brain waves, right? I kept seeing spirit guides. Right. And I'm like, okay, we about to go somewhere. They about to take me somewhere. Okay. Where the hell I'm going? Okay. So it's very hard for me to remember, but I remember. And it's very hard for me to explain it because I know for a fact I was in another dimension. I was in another realm. And I was a spiritual warrior. I am a spiritual warrior, but I'm talking about the dream. I was a spiritual warrior. I remember I was hiding behind a wall and I had a gun and I could see somebody from like so far. And I shot him and I took him out. As soon as I shot him and took him out, it was like I was pulled into a light. I was pulled into the sun. It was like this vibrant sun energy, and the sun was its own entity. And then it was like I was in a temple. So the sun energy was present. It was saying things, it was speaking things, and it was right beside me. And then I was like speaking and communicating with earth. And then I felt my whole body get pulled down to this realm of existence. And I was still in like this temple. Okay. So it gave me the sense of being an ascended master and coming here to ascend, coming here to alchemize my own energy, master my own energy, and be a master once again of self. Okay. And when I came down, I felt the sun energy on me. I kept seeing rays of lights. And when this ray of light finally just beamed on me, surrounding me, right? I felt very whole. I felt very peaceful. I felt one. I felt like source. And then I remember looking down and it was like these encryptions and it looked like old ancient Mayan ruins. That's what it felt like I was in. It felt like I was in an old ancient Mayan Aztec temple. But I had on like spiritual armor from like the future. It's very hard to describe, y'all, but it is what it is. Like my future self came back to the past to fix shit. Okay. I don't know, but it's a dream. It's a dream. Okay. So I'm sitting there in the middle of this portal, in the middle of this circle with all these carvings and writings and light language and symbols. And as I'm sitting there, I look down and it starts to light up. Each grid, each timeline, each word, each letter starts to, from the center where I was standing, it started to light up. So I activated the portal. You are activating the portal. We are the key to the portal, right? And when everything lit up, I woke up consciously. I was in my body. I was still in alpha state. So I woke up out the dream, but I was still mentally there, but I could feel my body. And then I felt my soul, boop, drop back into my body. And I felt my whole body jerk. And I was like, yo, this is the shit. Like, this is the shit. Like, to be aware and to be conscious. I'm going to be doing like an astral projection class very soon once I master this. Okay. So I could help teach people because you already know how we do. All right. But yeah, it was just a very transcending time, and knowing that you are a spiritual healer and spiritual leader and spiritual warrior, and we're all activating our missions, and we're remembering things. Things are being remembered from past lives, from the future. We're being activated. Our gifts are being activated because we are the key in our DNA, in our cells, and our structure, and our body. We are just so powerful. We are multidimensional beings, and it's just so much that is going on all at once due to these portals, right? Because I was in the midst of a portal, and like I said, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, all shifting signs right now. So we're in the midst of a huge portal. So just be mindful, because there are things coming online for us to remember at this time. Okay. So I just had to share that with y'all because it's happening right now. And Spirit said this is a part of that solar eclipse energy. This dream that I had, because I was like, whoa, why the hell am I having a dream about remembering that I'm a warrior and da da da, and I could hear Spirit, and I could hear source, and I could see the light, and I could feel myself outside of myself. I'm like, what the hell's? I'm like, dang, I had a couple of dreams, and normally I forget dreams like this. These be the dreams that we forget. But when I woke up, I immediately grabbed my phone and I started recording what I felt, and then I felt the memory lock in and anchor into my brain. I said, gotcha. Right? I got your ass this time, dream. You're not getting away from me that easy. So these be the dreams that we forget, where we're doing a lot of spiritual work, right? Wake up sore, wake up with bruises, wake up tired and drained. Because when I went back to sleep, I already knew. I was like, okay, I'm going to wake up late. I'm going to be tired. And when I woke up late, and I was tired, and I had to force myself to get up to do this reading because I was determined to do this reading today. Okay. So that passion, that drive, that's how it's supposed to be when you love something. That passion, that fuel, that drive. I love doing astrology. I love doing these readings. I love what I do. So that gave me the fire, the courage to get up and get this message out there and get it done. All right. So that's my message on the dream realm. Okay. We about to get into these meditation and channel messages that I got, because they were very, very, very powerful. Okay. For this solar eclipse energy. Drop some gems on me. I love y'all. Thank you to everybody who's donating. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So I said, setting the mood is going to be the theme. Like I said, intentions. Okay. Then when I first closed my eyes, I seen a light. I seen a lamp on a stand, and it was like an old school lamp. And I seen a string being pulled to cut the light on. Okay, now I seen a light lamp being pulled to cut the lamp on. Okay. And Spirit, when I seen that, it immediately made me of pulling old timelines to be turned on, to turn on the light, right? Because a lamp like that, I mean, we don't really see the lamps that you pull. That's vintage. Okay. That's grandma house. Right. And, pulling on a string, right? That made me think of pulling on an old timeline to cut things on, right? Releasing old timelines to be the light. Okay. Okay. I said pulling old cords to turn on the lights. Then my ears started to ring, right? So turning the frequency, getting turned up, getting spiritual confirmation on things, right? And the frequency cleared, right? So by you releasing the old timelines to turn on the light within yourself, you're clearing out certain frequencies, attunement, energy clearing. Okay. Then the energy started to shift. Then I was standing in the middle of a portal, and that's what tripped me out, because I did this meditation earlier. And then I had my dream, and then I was standing in the portal. So like I said, we in the midst of this energy right now, but Spirit had me standing in a portal during my meditation. And this portal was different. This was a very different portal, because as I start to see this energy, I could see a portal in front of me, right? It's like walking on a road, right? And you could see the portal, you could see the tunnel, right? The light at the end of the tunnel. But as I'm standing there looking at it, a portal started to form around me. So we're in the midst of a portal as well. And these two portals are connected, right? We're in the midst of a huge portal as we're getting ready to enter in another portal, as we're exiting out of a new portal. Y'all know I talk about this all the time. We're in minimum three simultaneous timelines at once right now, right? Closing out a 3-year cycle, closing out a 7-year cycle, closing out a 14-year cycle. Pay attention. Okay. 2022, 2019, 2012. Go back. Remember. All right. Okay. And as we close these things, new things are opening up for us. Okay. So I said I was looking through the portal as I was standing in the middle of a portal, and I seen someone with a stick or a shovel. So as I'm standing there at the end of this other portal, I could see somebody like dig, and it looked like somebody had a shovel, right? They was doing this. And I'm like, damn, like, but they wasn't on the ground. This, like I said, this, I don't know, y'all. Y'all gonna have to decipher this one with me, because this one still got me as a sunrise, and this one still got me. Okay. But somebody was digging. And then as they were digging, I seen an eye. So they were digging into an eye. Okay. Digging into you. Somebody could be digging you. All right. So take it as you receive it at this time. But there's a lot of spiritual things that are happening behind the scenes. Pay attention. And there's some things we're not going to be able to see either. Okay. So I said, buried eye, right? And I said, digging into yourself, because that's all I could see. So take that as that resonates. All right. Then as I started to see this person digging, the vision changed, and I could see what it looked like, two people with their head, like their foreheads touching and their hands up against each other. And then it started to look like when you put your head up against the mirror, right? And we all know that mirrors are portals. They reflect what we see with our eyes, right? And they also portal to other dimensions. We're not going to get into that right now. All right. But this is a huge portal. This energy, I advise everyone, like I said, to meditate, tap into some type of spiritual. If you're into, plant medicine, do that, because this going to be one of them portals, y'all. I can't say it enough. Okay. But I seen two figures, two spirits, like touching heads, touching hands, connecting. Okay. And they were mirroring one another. And I said a reflection of yourself, but also looking at someone else. So this could be an aspect of you getting in tune with yourself, getting in tune with your mind, body, soul, spirit, really feeling yourself as you do that mirror work, do that portal work, right? To be as you are, not judging yourself, seeing yourself for yourself, right? And then this is also someone connecting with you, right? This could be, like I said, a spirit guide, an ancestor, you connecting with source, or you connecting with a physical person. This whole meditation, I kept seeing like spirit in the background, and then it would kind of leave, but it's spirit there. So this gave me a sense of spirit guide, spirit team, ancestors. Someone is working with you in the hidden realms, because we got an army with us, period. I said what I said. Okay. Then I heard doppelganger, walk in, higher self. And I said, woo. Okay. This is where your higher self walks in and takes control. And soon as I said that, my whole body just dropped and relaxed. And I was like, okay, now we've entered in this energy. Okay. So then I started to see swirls everywhere. Swirls, 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 swirls. I started to see swirls within water. It looked like when you paint and you do swirls, right? Swirls everywhere. It was so crazy. I wrote swirls down. Okay. So like I said, you might get some type of intuitive messages, light language, circles, spirals, loops. We're breaking free. We tapping into our magic. We are the 9 ether. All those good things. 144. Holla if you hear me. Okay. But I said swirls of water like swirls in paint because we are creating our own reality. Then I heard relaxing in the art you created to bask in the light. Okay. Then the vision started to shift and I seen someone laying down with their knee raised. It's kind of like when you at the beach and you just relaxing, laying down, you got your leg, you just chilling, right? And when I first seen that image, it looked like someone was like coming on top of this person that was laying down. But then that vision immediately like went away. And I was like, okay, hold up, spirit. Like what's going on here? Okay. And when I first seen it, I just started to decipher the person laying down. Okay. I forgot about the other person. Sorry. I'll get back to that in a second. But I said, I seen someone chilling, like they laying down with one leg bent like a flamingo. And whenever I think of flamingos, it looks like the four, right? And Jupiter sign also looks like the four. So it made me think of Jupiter. And where is Jupiter? Jupiter is in Cancer. So this is an expansion on your roots, on your ancestors, on spirit, on water, on self, on the generation, on the tree of life. Okay. On your conscious and your subconscious, your conscious mind expanding. Okay. And spirit said, meditate for at least an hour on this day, 2/17. So during the solar eclipse portal, going back to what I said earlier, meditate minimum an hour. Okay. Take time out for yourself, invest in yourself, period. Ain't no excuse, okay? To expand your consciousness and to align with the timeline and to see the timeline that you anchored into. This is a peek at your future. So this is really for you to get a little peek because a portal gonna be open, okay? All right. And then as I said that, my stomach was digesting extremely loud. It was like, right. Y'all know that sound y'all stomach make when it be digesting food, right? So this is whatever you consumed, digesting, catch the bars, baby. Whatever you've been consuming, whatever seeds you've been planting is starting to grow, starting to nourish. You're digesting the food that you ate. You're digesting everything. Everything is being taken in to be transformed at this time. Okay? Everything just gotta be in synchronicity. Did you hear that? If you didn't, okay. Those who have access. And then I heard light language. It was, and I was like, okay, thank you, spirit. Light language. Those who have access to hear will hear. Those who have access here will hear. Okay. Every vision I've been seeing during this meditation had an extra spirit in it in the background, like spirit guides, right? So this is us accessing timelines. This is us accessing the multiverse, multi-dimension, parallel timelines, okay? I said, like when I seen someone laying down on that beach, it's like someone was there. They wanted to be there and lift your leg up. They want to hold you up, right? Okay, so this could even be you in a multi-dimensional space and time and you're with someone, right? That energy is trickling down, right? If you're ready for love, get ready to receive. Okay, someone wants to hold you up and be in your essence. They want to be with you. Very sexual, sensual, intimate energy. But once you acknowledge the energy, the spirit is here. Okay, so you have to acknowledge what you want, what it is that you truly want. Don't lie to yourself. Stop lying. I don't want nobody. I can do it all by myself. Good luck. Okay, because this life isn't meant to be lonely. And I said what I said. You're supposed to share this life. Spirit guide, spirit team, soul tribe, a lover, kids, parents, grandparents, whatever. We are social beings. So yeah, this journey is lonely, but that's for us to get in tune with ourselves. Once we get on that plateau, then we're able to resonate with people on a higher frequency and meet the match that we're supposed to be met with and align with and resonate with. Okay. Future timeline stuff. Okay. But the time is here and the time is now. All right. So I said, once acknowledge the energy, the spirit is here. So once I started to, I'm like, wait a minute, because I'm in the meditation. I'm like, wait, I keep seeing this extra energy. I keep seeing this extra person. Like, then it presented itself to me, and I said, oh. So it stopped, and it looked directly at me. And I said, oh, this is like a spirit guide. And then I seen spirits hugging. Okay, I want to say I want to see my spirit and this spirit, your opposite polarities, you and your twin flame, you and your ancestors, your angels, angels of light, whatever, however this resonates with you, it is that. Whatever you've been thinking, I'm probably giving you confirmation, right? You could feel this extra spirit guide there, this extra angel there. Yeah, embrace it and let it in. Okay, this is divine love. This is opening to divine love, source, energy. Okay. But I said, once I acknowledged the energy, the spirit came in, and it was a spirit hugging you. And this is a playful energy to match your energy in a frequency, like a twin, but it has no labels, but it will be. This frequency comes in and match your energy like a twin, but no labels. It will be. That's what spirit said. Safety with no urgency. So you will feel safe, you will feel secure, but it isn't a rush to this energy. Okay. Oh, where they at? Where they at? No, wait, be patient. Okay. Then I felt this sigh of relief. I said, because it felt comforting. The energy felt very comforting, this spirit. Okay. Then my ears started to ring again. Then, as I'm sitting there with the energy, I could see somebody doing this with the stick. So it made me think of a fire starter, ancient ways of starting a fire. Y'all know we survivalists out here. It's one survival skill. You need to know how to start a fire without flint and fire. Okay, you need to know how to. You got wood and a stick. Yeah, you better. Anyways, I seen someone starting a fire with a stick, and I got chills. Right, so it made me think of the polar opposites: the fire and the cold, the fire and the water. Right, but I got chills of this energy. It was like this person was coming in, getting stuff started. This is the initiative. Like I said, this is that fire horse energy getting started, starting the fire. You rub your hands, you create fire, warming up. Okay, in the winter. Okay, people keep them warm in the winter. Okay, that's how we get a lot of these babies, and these lot of Scorpio babies. Okay, we're not gonna go there right now. But I got chills. Then I heard two more. And when I heard two more, that it echoed like me amor, like amor, right? And that's like Spanish. I also thought of French. Like these are sexy languages, languages of love, right? And spirit said, just relax. And then I kept seeing these two figures hugging. And then they started to spin. So they started to spin clockwise. They were just spinning and spinning, like just hugging and spinning. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. This could be an essence of yourself, feeling more one with yourself. This could be an essence of source. You feeling more one with source. You being spiritually married to source. You having this divine union with source. You having this divine union with a partner. You waiting, if you're single, for a divine union with a partner. Okay. You getting out of a relationship to find balance within yourself because that wasn't what you wanted at that time, right? You realize there were some things that you needed to work on. They need to work on, so separate. It's a whole lot of things here. So like I said, take it as it resonates. If it resonates, it resonates. Okay. But I seen these two figures spinning around like a warm embrace. And I said, Chris Brown. Okay. Warm embrace. Okay. And then I heard lots of noise in the background, but you got to be able to separate it, right? So it's been a lot of things to try to keep these two energies separated or try to break these two energies apart. A lot of noise in the background, a lot of distractions, but what is destined will be. Okay. But I said, no more. This light is piercing through the veil. And This will be happening in Leo season. They will appear South Node in Leo 818. Okay. So as I started to get into this energy, I'm like, okay, this energy feels good. Spirit said, yeah, they're piercing through the veil right now. Like I said, when you go through this portal, something comes out, right? In Leo season, there's going to be something that emerges, someone that presents themselves to you. That South Node in Leo, meaning that the North Node is in Aquarius. Okay. 818, that's the date. So be observing at this time to see what enters in your energy and your atmosphere at this time. Okay. Those past life twin flames will come in a big way. Love and expansion to expand your heart. The heart is completed, and a heart activation will begin. This is a completion of your inner child mission to love again without fear or doubt. Big emperor energy, big empress energy coming in for those who are open and ready to receive. Okay. And for those who know their power and are confident, they will rule again. And I heard, what's a king without a queen? What's a queen without a king? They're just a pond. And what is a pond? A pond holds many fish in the sea. But we don't want any fish. We aren't fishing for anything. We're fishing for eternity. We want an eternal love of values of ourselves that match the values of ourselves. And this is love and abundance. This portal will bring in the values of love and abundance, the true values of love and abundance within ourselves and outside of ourselves. So anchor into this bliss with confidence. Watch as everything changes right before your eyes. The lies will fade, the negative fade. Only the true love and bliss and abundance, prosperity and joy and things of divinity of those who are ready to receive will receive, and those who have cloaked themselves will be revealed to be released, as those who embody me will continue to rise and shine like the stars that you are, love and light. That was a direct message from source. That whole last part, Spirit just was going in. Okay. And then I felt hella heat on my crown. I felt heat. And I was like, woo, okay. Thank you, Spirit. That's confirmation that our first bodies, first eyes, crown are being activated for us to receive. And this is like an anointed energy, being anointed, being sealed, being cloaked, being covered, being divinely guided and divinely protected by source at this time. Okay. So yeah, those were my notes. I just want to pull one card for confirmation and clarity at this time. I appreciate everyone. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification so you know when I go live. And I love you guys so very much. This has been a beautiful, beautiful energy reading. I'm going to just pull a card from my chakra card deck just to see what the overall theme is. And for this solar eclipse energy. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Tribe. Let's see what is a general theme message for this solar eclipse. Ooh, energy. All right, cutting the deck. All right, I haven't looked at it. The dolphin, the joy, the bliss, the love. Holla if you hear me. Okay. Yes, I knew this card was going to come out. I knew this card was going to come out. What did I say? The bottom card, dear. Compassion, love and compassion. Joy, joy, joy. 14. Ooh, and the 14th, that's when Saturn and Neptune goes into Aries, and that's Valentine's Day. Love and joy. Okay? Dolphin joy, open to the power of joy through movement and play. And I love this because dolphins are so tapped in. They're those aquatic animals with that sonar communication, right? That Atlantis communication. This is psychic. This is gifts. This is crystals. This is water. This is being able to play. This is being able to deep dive within yourself, deep dive within your emotions, and also rise above, right? As they're able to go within the waters, the deep depths of the waters, but also come up in the air, right? That playfulness, that new things on the horizon as the sun is rising, right? Being one with yourself, loving yourself, connecting with the tribe, because dolphin loves to be in pods and groups, right? They're very social, very psychic, very intuitive, very healing, right? It's so much. It's so much. This is beautiful, 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 right? And this is attributed to your sacral chakra, right? So tapping in, having fun, creating, and playing. Let's read what the card says. Okay. It says, dolphin, joy, open to the power of joy through movement and play. Dolphin is a gentle symbol of the water, showing us the importance of movement as a way to invite joy in. This mammal takes us back to the water to remind us of our watery origins before birth. The flotation of water we experience in utero gives us our first experience of pleasure on a physical and emotional level. The power of the dolphin is in its ability to remember us, to approach life with a sense of humor, playfulness, and buoyancy. Dolphins are highly intelligent creatures that listen and move in reaction to sound and vibration. This sensing is amplified in water and creates a fluid, adaptable way to play and swim through life. When we open to joy, we open to all things that can occur spontaneously and without a lot of effort. This messenger reminds us of the space within that fills with joy, fun, and humor when we allow it. Message simply said, joy is calling. When was the last time you felt the spontaneous eruption of joy in your life? The sacral chakra is the home of this feeling, as joy is more than an emotion or mood. Remind yourself of a time in the past when joy was present, and you will discover that it was most likely because you gave yourself over and open to receive it. Joy comes from releasing expectations, judgment, criticism, and inviting a childlike sense of fun, humor, and wonder back in. Many times we can feel heavy with the responsibilities of life and forfeit our ability to feel joy in a small pleasures. You don't need to ride a dolphin to experience joy. Now what? Hey now, what have I been talking about? Diamond, ground yourself, okay? Begin to see all of the smaller opportunities to create and experience joy as they arise. This may be through creative play, smiling, showing kindness to others, or moving your body more intentionally. Once you reconnect with joy, it begins to manifest more readily. Like dolphin, use the flowing energy of the water to ride the waves of joy and become more adaptable to. Power statement. I accept joy as my natural state of being. Yes, I love that. Confirmation on this energy. Get ready to be in the best timeline of your life. Like I said, get ready to receive joy, love, bliss, abundance in every way. I claim this message. Okay. Shout out to the Soul Tribe. I love y'all so much. That has been my solar eclipse energy reading. Fire horse year, new moon in Aquarius. Please let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification so you know when I go live. If there's any products, services, Anything that you may be looking for is down in the description box. My website, nudiamonds.net, nudiamonds.net. I love y'all so much. I'll catch y'all in the future. Let me know what y'all think about this energy reading down in the comments below. Drop some flames in the chat, gems in the chat. I love y'all. 144. I see y'all later. Peace.